Democratic governor in Michigan is in hot water after being caught hiring Democratic-linked firms to lead efforts to track the spread of coronavirus and collect health data. With reaction to all of this, Senator Lindsey Graham. Senator, you were the one that rightly pointed out you can't pay people more money to stay at home. And by the way, to the credit of the Pennsylvania people, they're fighting to go back to work safely. We got to do it safely.
Right. Well, so let me just put this in context. I want to make sure that if you lose your job, if you're furloughed, you're laid off because of mitigation, you've done nothing wrong. We want to make sure that you receive 100% of your pay. But what we don't want to do in unemployment is to pay you more than you actually received when you were working. Contrary to what the Pennsylvania governor says, it is not good for the economy to pay people more not to work than actually work. And that's what we're doing. And this has become a magnet to draw people out of the workforce. We'll never have an economic recovery until we fix this. You should get 100% of your wages up to $50,000, but you should never be paid more in unemployment than your employer pays you, because that really skews the whole economy. And this guy in Pennsylvania doesn't get that. I bet you a lot of people in Pennsylvania do. And I want to ask him, do you agree with AOC that we should be excited about the destruction of the oil and gas industry? Ask the Pennsylvania governor, who has a real oil and gas supply they're sitting on top of. Do you agree with her? Ask Joe Biden. Hey, Joe, do you agree with AOC that we should be happy to destroy the oil and gas business in America?
Well, I think it's a great question. Now, the Governor Whitmer of Michigan, now tomorrow we're going to compare the response of Florida Governor DeSantis with Michigan Governor, because she hasn't been doing so well. And for a lot of reasons, because she's made a lot of mistakes. Ron DeSantis did a lot of things right that he hasn't gotten credit for. But she just awarded a coronavirus response contract to a firm that actually had said on social media that they hope Donald Trump gets coronavirus.
Well, you can't make this stuff up, right? I mean, at the end of the day, the desire to destroy Donald Trump by the Democratic Party is greater than it is to destroy the virus. In January and February, they were impeaching the president. Nancy Pelosi sat on the articles of impeachment for almost a month. The trial didn't end until February the 6th. And if you were up to Chuck Schumer, we'd had witnesses all through February. So my Democratic colleagues here have lost their way. All I can say is that the governor of Pennsylvania, you're wrong, my friend, when you say it's good for the country to pay people more to be unemployed than to actually work. That's not good economics, and most Americans are not looking for a pay raise in unemployment. They'd like to get their job back.
Well, they would like to get their job back. There's never been a medical mobilization that has been this fast, and in the end, every life matters. We believe in every life. We want to save every American. We want to cure cancer and heart disease, too. But never again. I want the questions asked of every Democrat running for Congress. I want everyone in the media to answer. Did the president make the right call as it relates to the travel ban 10 days after the first known case in the U.S.? And did the president do a good job building 25,000 hospital beds, mobilizing and providing the personnel, mobilizing the private sector to build ventilators and all the shields and masks and respirators and gowns and gloves? Right. Did he do anything good? Because according to them, they didn't. And he really had, remember, even Dr. Fauci was saying the risk is low on February 29th. You know, China really screwed everybody here. For you?
Yeah, China's the bad guy, but I want you to ask the left, do you agree that the CDC guidelines implemented by President Trump on March 13th saved millions of Americans from a terrible death? Do you agree that declaring a national emergency on March 13th mobilized this country to save lives? Do you agree that invoking the Defense Production Act really did help the medical supply chain we got to bring back from China? But on February the 29th, here's what Dr. Fauci said on the Today Show. You need to put this in your list of quotes here. So this is the host, Saturday. So Dr. Fauci, Saturday morning in America, people are waking up right now with real concerns about this. They want to go to the malls, to movies, maybe the gym as well. Should we be changing our habits, and if so, how? Fauci, no. Right now, at this moment, there is no need to change anything you are doing on a day-to-day basis. Right now, the risk is still low, but this could change. That's on February the 29th, the smartest guy in America. I trust him. His best advice was on February 29th. It's okay to go to the gym. It's okay to go to the movie. It's okay to go to the mall. So stop blaming Trump. That's what Fauci thought on February 29th. And by March the 13th, things did change. And when things changed, the president acted.
This guy has saved lives throughout his career. He's been a hero. We're not criticizing him. We're making a point. China lied to everybody.
Yes.
I got to run, though.